All right. When I say, should I retire to an RV or live in an RV in retirement, I don't mean me. It's for all those people that are considering living in an RV. I'm already in it, been in it for a year, maybe a little over now. But I wanted to share some stuff with you to help you make that decision because I want you to know. And first of all, let me say, I am not complaining. I'm not complaining at all. I chose this and it's fine. But I will say it is not all peaches and ice cream, if you know what I mean. So today, let's start off with the first thing. You're going to have leaks. Oh, man. As you may have noticed, it is pretty rainy today. Look at that. So, most of the morning, I've been chasing a couple leaks. New ones, too, by the way. So we bought an older trailer and probably, like many, paid too much for it. There she is back there. It's a 2017, and well, we've had a few problems that I'd want to share with you. First of all, let's talk about the slide. So if I had it to do all over again, I'd probably do a lot of things different, but one thing I'd be extremely careful about is the slide out. So when we first got this, it all seemed great. And after, because we had this prior to making the decision to live in it, so we were camping in it. And after, I don't know, probably 6 months or so, I noticed a mushroom growing in the carpet behind the seat in this slide, right? So you start looking into why is there a mushroom growing. Of course there's moisture, and the moisture just kept going and going and going. And then we used to see, when we'd operate the slide, pieces on the ground, like little wood bits. So that's not great. Obviously there's a problem. And when I got back into it, the whole floor down here, this whole thing was gone. Like it was, when I say gone, like completely rotted. Completely. Like it just push your hand through it, kind of rotted. So if I was not able to fix that myself, that would have been completely devastating. I don't even know what something like that would have cost. Like thousands, I'm sure. Now I fixed it relatively cheap because I can do it myself. So first thing I'd say, if you want to live in an RV, can you fix things yourself? That's just a question. If you're handy, like myself, then you're probably gonna have a good shot at it, right? But let's talk again about another thing about the slide. So I fixed that myself and it's all good. Now we're back in business, right? One day we go to move because our time is up and we got to get out of there. We hit the switch and nothing. Like it's dead. So I think, oh, fuse, or maybe the power went off, breaker, who knows what. So you start looking into it. Nope, everything's good. So by the time we got done, it's the control box. So they mounted this little control box underneath the sink, and any leak that happened, because there's always going to be a leak, inevitable. So this thing was leaking into this control module, filled it up with water. How it even put the slide out, I do not know, which is amazing. But it decided to quit when we wanted to move. So I poured out all this water. It's really amazing that it still worked. Now the part was cheap. I got it for like a replacement version for like I don't know, $70, let's say, plus some tax and shipping or whatever. And I added a little extra to get the urgent shipping because I needed to get out of there and had to talk to the park. And I digress, right? Because now we're staying over our time. But anyway, this thing came and problem solved, and it's working great. I had a heck of a time finding where the module was, because who's going to look under a sink for that? But I found it. Now, why is that a problem? Because if you can't fix that yourself, which I didn't know if I could, honestly, on that one, I started calling some RV repair places. You know what they want to charge to come out? Well, it's $100 just to come out, which that makes sense. Totally fine. And first, I want to say, I'm not complaining. They do a lot of work. They should get paid. But what I'm saying is, if you're not prepared for a bill like I'm going to explain to you, then maybe RV living isn't the right thing. If you got limited income, it might be a struggle. But here's what would have happened. They want to charge $275 an hour, which again, that's fine, but would they have been able to fix the box? No. Would they have had that in stock coming out? No. So I would have been left with paying however long it would have took for the mechanic to find the problem. I would have had to pay for that plus the 100 to come out. So we're at least $400 or $500 into it, and we haven't fixed nothing yet. No repair. So now we'd have to buy the electronic box, right? Or it's just long story short, that just gobbles up your money. So if it didn't have a slide, then I wouldn't have all these issues just with the slide. But before we went out here, I made sure the roof was leak free as much as possible. I put sealer. I put that Everlast. No, what is that tape called? Anyway, it's a super sticky tape that you seam seal with. Did all that, so the roof is pretty solid. Where do the leaks still happen to this day? Still on the slide. I've completely redone the roof of the slide, and it still leaks somewhere, most likely around a seal, but only when the rain is heavy. And anyway, again, if there's just so many things that you need to be handy when it comes to living in an RV, and not to mention they're just cheap. Like, they're just poorly made. And they do that because, well, they got to save money and they got to save weight. They don't want to build an RV that's too heavy. So with that, I think if I was doing it all over, I'd probably do a school bus or something. But anyway, that's not for everybody either. I'm not sure. I've seen people convert utility trailers, but I don't know. I don't think I'd do another trailer necessarily. Although I do really like this trailer. But also, one more thing about RV living, you got to deal with the rain. Now, I actually like being in the weather, some things, but here, let me show you what I don't necessarily enjoy is dealing with the black and gray water. So, it's raining, things are flooded here. Doesn't matter. When that tank is full, you got to dump it, right? So you're going to be out here. Not everyone can do that. Or you could pay someone and come get it or pump your tank for you, I suppose. If you're a high roller. I'm not a high roller. I wish I was a high roller. But anyway, so being out in the elements is great as long as you're prepared for it. And again, I'm not complaining. In fact, this is my last winter. Well, this isn't winter yet. I'm not going to stay in Washington. So this rain part won't be as bad. The constant rain and the potential for even more leaks should be minimized at some point in the near future. But anyway, let me know if you are thinking about buying an RV and what kind you want to buy in the comments. And if you're familiar with RVs and you got to deal with leaks like I do, just let me know in the comments. I'd be curious to hear, because there are some horror stories out there, and I've had a few myself. So anyway, just be prepared if you're gonna live in an RV. Look at this. Like, I got this awning here, and look at the ground. Like, it's wet and nasty. And then you're gonna come and you're gonna track that into your house, so we got rubber mats and stuff. Look at that, just pulling it up. But anyway, I'm not complaining, just saying you got to be prepared for stuff. And if you're gonna live somewhere not so rainy, then maybe that's also good. But there are upsides to living in an RV: the freedom, the fact that I got no bills. I mean, the electricity's free, the water's free, the garbage is free, the sewer's free, except I gotta haul it. So I guess it's not free. It comes with some labor, unless on those rare cases. Well, we get free hookups fairly often too, so just not here. But anyway, so the upside is the low cost after you own it. So if you own the membership and you own the trailer and you own the tow rig, there's really not much left to pay. If you don't have that, well, then it's going to cost you, isn't it? So those are the things to consider. Now, I know people that, have had worse leaks than myself. But we are in the leaky season. Um, if you got a Class C like this one over here, um, that's nice. You could get yourself a small tow vehicle, but nothing changes about leaks. Those are built a little better, I think, maybe. I don't know, not sure. But when I've done other repairs as well, and just getting into the wood that's used, it's like balsa wood almost. Cabinets are just junk, honestly. They look nice, but it's all fake. It's all a facade, shall we say. Anyway, but not to be totally negative, because there's a lot of upside for a lot of people. And I do believe, there's probably two kinds of people that are living this way: those that have to and those that choose to. And I've chose to do this, so and it's only short term, another year or so, and I'll be done. Um, so I can put up with almost anything for a year. It's not even going to be a year. But if you had to, and this is your life, and like, I could see that being depressing. I tell you, when that slide didn't come out, that was devastating. Like, just not knowing what to do or where to start. Like, oh my God. And vehicle breakdowns have happened to us too, where it's like, oh my God, you're towing something, and then your vehicle goes out. Like, oh. Anyway, that's the adventure side. So another upside is just being outdoors. I mean, it's great. Look at this, look at that view. It's a little, but not everyone likes that, especially if you got SAD or seasonal, what is it, affect disorder? Affect. I don't know what it is. It's where you get depressed when it's the light changes, it's dark sooner, those kind of things. Um, if you know what that is, let me know in the comments too. I think it's seasonal affect disorder, and that's a real thing. I know a couple people that have that, and they're not pretty happy right now. But that's okay. You know, we're gonna go someplace sunny and not in the so far distant future. But anyway, I hope that helps kind of expose some of the truths about living in an RV. Um, and if it does, please let me know. All right, well, hit the thumbs up if it was helpful. If not, hit the thumbs down. Whatever works. And I'll see you on the next one. Thank you.